Hello and welcome to Purely Academic, your potentially educational podcast for the month of April 2025. I'm Dr. Jonathan Lack.
And I'm Sean Chapman.
All right, Sean, it is now time for a segment we like to call The Monthly 10, where we challenge each other to make stupid top 10 lists. I had challenged you last month. What did I challenge you with? What did you bring to the table this time, Sean?
So I wrote down here, Jonathan, your challenge was to come up with the top 10 least likely anime teams / directors / Studio Gundam team-ups or collaborations. So this was inspired by GQuuuuuX, which is obviously a collaboration between Sunrise, the Gundam people, and Studio Khara, the phoenix that rose from the ashes of Studio Gainax, as referred to earlier. We're talking about Nadia. So I basically put together 10 different kind of like dream collaborations. Some of these also are collaborations that break through the boundaries of time itself, because some of them involve people who are either retired or are deceased. And so I imagined, well, if I could get a time machine and go back in time, some of these also now realizing are collaborations that would take place before Mobile Suit Gundam existed. Just ignore that part for those ones.
That's fine.
This is just like if you'd had a magic powers and you could just snap your fingers and make any team or like iconic director or studio make a Gundam collab. That's basically what I did. Ordering them from the ones that are most likely to be a thing that could exist to the ones that are the most impossible to fathom ever existing. Is kind of how I ordered them. And similar to what I did with my last list I made, I did take this as a little bit as a creative writing challenge, where for each of these I've written a little blurb as though it were like a DVD on the back of a DVD case or like a movie trailer or something, just to like kind of pitch what the show would be along with the title for each show. So I'll read through the little blurb I've made that kind of pitches the show, and then we can move through this list.
Sounds good.
All right, my number 10 least likely Gundam collab. Manic, erratic, irreverent, and chaotic. What else could you ask for from a collaboration between Sunrise and Studio Trigger? Imaishi Hiroyuki brings his inimitable style to the world of Gundam with a tale of two rivals on either side of a galactic war. Each pilots a legendary mobile suit called a Gundam. Equipped with a Psycommu system that harmonizes with the user's emotions, they battle and their emotions intensify. The Gundams transform and evolve into strange and bizarre new forms. Can these young heroes learn the truth of their Gundams and the sinister fate that binds them? Find out in Studio Trigger presents Mobile Suit Gundam Psych Crisis.
I mean, that's not impossible.
No.
That might happen. That could happen.
Again, this is the most likely. I mean, Studio Trigger has worked with Sunrise before. This is one that could happen. If Imaishi did direct a Gundam show, I think it would basically have the plot I just outlined there about rival pilots on either side, and they have crazy Gundams that transform as they get more emotional. But yes, this is by far the most probable of any of these. Basically, all the other ones are impossible. That's the only one that could actually happen.
I would watch it if it did.
Oh, absolutely. All right, my number 9. This one I changed very recently because I realized I had a better idea for this one. Since 2020, Iwasaki Masakazu's hilarious manga Around 30 Office Worker Haman-sama has captured the hearts of Gundam fans around the world. And now you can experience it all in animation. Brought to you by legendary studio Kyoto Animation and director Ishihara Tatsuya comes an adaptation you'll never forget. Mobile Suit Gundam Around 30 Office Worker Haman-sama, the animation. Be sure to watch it, you swine.
So our KyoAni Gundam is this kind of KyoAni. It is the slice of life KyoAni. Yes. I like it.
And for people who don't know, this is an actual manga that exists. It's quite funny. Around 30 Office Worker Haman-sama, which imagines Haman-sama as like a beleaguered kind of dead-end office worker. Obviously Haman-sama being Haman Karn from Zeta Gundam. And it's quite funny, particularly Camille Bidon when he shows up, who is like a young hotshot office worker at a rival company who is just very incensed about the inappropriate business practices. And so they just take like lines from Camille of yelling about how awful adults are, but he's talking about like overtime and shit like that. It's great. And
I mean, this one is unlikely. It's very unlikely. It's not completely impossible because it is a real source material, and this is the kind of thing that team at KyoAni would do, other than the Gundam connection.
Yes. That's why it's my number 9. It is something that plausibly could potentially happen. My original thing for Kyoto Animation was I had written like a sort of like parody version of Violet Evergarden as though it happened after the 1 Year War. But then I realized, like, wait, no, Kyoto Animation would just adapt an existing Gundam thing. And then I realized that this manga exists.
Yes.
All right.
That's great.
Number 8. At the end of the 21st century, humanity is on the brink of extinction. Endless war has devastated the Earth, and the surviving remnants of humanity have fled to the moon. There, an ancient, once forgotten ritual begins again. One evening, a boy sees an unbelievable sight. 2 mobile suits, far more powerful than any he had ever seen, battling to the death. Caught up in the battle, and mere moments before his unsightly demise, the boy hears a voice cut through the chaos like a bell. I ask, are you my pilot? Type Moon and Ufotable present Mobile Suit Gundam, Excalibur.
So this is like Fate Stay Night,
yes,
with the Holy Grail War.
Exactly.
But with God, this is great.
Yes, where the spirit of King Arthur is summoned into a mobile suit is what my idea is. Because that's honestly not too far away from some of the shit that happens in like Fate Grand Order or the spin-off series Fate Extra, which does take place on the moon inside of a supercomputer. So that's why this is number 8. It's more plausible than you would think. That Nasu would eventually just say, hey, like, let me just take those ideas, but put them in a Gundam. It would kind of work.
Yes, absolutely. I would watch it. I would play it if it were a visual novel. It sounds good.
All right. My number 7. At an ordinary space colony, an ordinary adolescent girl goes about her ordinary life until one day a senpai at her school calls out, would you like to join the Mobile Suit Music Club? Produced by Science Saru and brought to you by Yamada Naoko and her incredible team, enjoy the everyday adventures of 4 young girls, Ginchan, Umeko, Natsuki, and Doremi, and their journey of friendship, mobile suits, music, and mishaps in Mobile Suit Gundam Quartet.
Does this have like a tragic ending where they all get killed in a war?
No.
Or is this just more of a standard Yamada Naoko thing?
This is a standard Yamada Naoko thing. That's also they're called Gundam Quartet because it's the names of the 4 girls are GUND, and then it's GUND, a musical quartet, and that's the name of their band is Gundam Quartet.
Okay, this is too good an idea. You need to reach out to Yamada Naoko. This is so good. I think she needs to be personally made aware of this.
Yeah, it's it obviously it's just K-On!, but they also, I guess they played music inside of mobile suits. Like, I don't know exactly what the Mobile Suit Music Club does.
Why don't we just say this is happening at the school from The Witch from Mercury? And, like, all of that stuff's going on outside. Like, Suletta Mercury is getting into all kinds of mischief, but we just see that from outside. We're just with the musical club that doesn't really care about the mobile suits.
Yes, that could be true. Or I'd also just like the idea of a giant mobile suit like ripping on guitar, you know? Like, that could happen, too. It's like G Gundam, but instead of martial arts, they just play music.
That's an even better idea. That's a great pitch, just a 1-sentence pitch.
All right, so that was my number 7. My number 6, least likely Gundam collab. Andrew Flynn was a shy young man who wanted nothing more than to spend time tinkering with mobile suits and playing games. But when he's stationed aboard a new starship as a maintenance engineer, everything changed. Andrew is just a nobody, so why can't the ace pilot and most beautiful woman on board, Katarina Waltz, leave him alone? From the director of Teasing Master Takagi-san and The Dangers in My Heart comes a tale of mischief, mayhap, mishap, and maybe even love. In Mobile Suit Gundam, Miss Ace Pilot, please don't tease me.
I can just like see the cover for that right now, and they're both in mobile suits, but one of them is like pulling on the other mobile suit. Oh, it'd be great. Yeah, I want to see this. Let's go for it.
It's just like the rom-com of the moment, which is the like shy kind of nervous young man who has this sort of like kind of sadistic older woman who's constantly bothering him because she can't express her feelings honestly. There's just like 100 shows that are like that. This director Hiroaki Akagi has done 2 of them that are really, really good. So I thought, well, you could just do that. It's like in my head, it's like it's the mechanic for the ace pilot, and the ace pilot is the sadistic older lady who also secretly loves him.
That title is fantastic.
Yes, Mobile Suit Gundam, Miss Ace Pilot, please don't tease me. Coming to Crunchyroll this fall. All right, that was my number 6. My number 5. Director Shinbo Akiyuki, author Nishio Ishin, and Studio Shaft, the team that brought you the highly acclaimed Bakemonogatari series, reunite to bring a thrilling collaboration with Sunrise. Last summer, Pilot Academy student Almanac Goodtree had a near-death experience when he was attacked by a mysterious woman. To his shock when he awoke, he discovered he was a new type with psychic powers. Now Almanac must go about his life hiding his powers from the world lest he be discovered. Which would be a lot easier if every beautiful girl in the school didn't seemingly awaken to the same powers too. Join in on Almanac's crazy, weird, and occasionally heartfelt adventures as he helps these women and himself navigate these strange new powers in a world gone mad. This is Mobile Suit Gundam Monogatari.
That's going to get pretty disturbing at various points, I'm imagining.
Yes.
Okay.
So does Baki Monogatari, so it would work if it just gets kind of fucked up in places.
I like it.
All right. My number 4. Toei Animation and Sunrise bring a collaboration you never thought could happen. In the distant future, humanity has spread across every part of the solar system. Bunny Luna, your average 14-year-old girl, goes about her life on the moon, worrying about her homework and the boys she has a crush on, until one day she encounters a strange robot called Haro, and her destiny is changed forever. Because now Bunny must balance her life as a middle school girl and, as a superhero pilot, Bunny must battle evil as the mobile suit pilot of love and justice, Gundam Moon. In the name of the moon, she will punish you.
So this is a Sailor Moon crossover for people who are not catching his drift. But yes, and the Gundam is going to do all the poses, I assume?
Yes. The Gundam will do all the poses. This is great because you can have all the different Sailor Senshi, instead of them just representing the different planets, they're just from those planets. So Sailor Mercury is just on Mercury. And so, and it works because, so the title of Sailor Moon in Japanese is Bishoujo Senshi, Sailor Moon, which means like beautiful warrior Sailor Moon. And in Gundam,
it's Kido Senshi.
So it's just Bishoujo Kido Senshi, Gundam Moon. I mean, it's just right there for you.
I love it. And I assume that Sailor Jupiter in this version is just a giant freak, as we know from Gundam lore, right?
Yes, yeah. Mako-chan just turns into an absolute fucking monster. Because all the weird shit always happens around Jupiter. Absolutely. All right, number 3. This is one that absolutely couldn't possibly happen. This is also one that breaks the boundaries of time to exist. Finally discovered, the Miyazaki film thought lost to time restored. The tale of a boy and his flying machine. Desperate for love and approval, but afraid of the shadow of war that looms on the horizon, the boy must grapple with his love for machinery and its potential for destruction. The lost masterpiece that Miyazaki Hayao never wanted you to see. Mobile Suit Gundam, Alcinous of the Ocean of Stars.
Considering the things Miyazaki wrote in that era about mecha anime and his thoughts on it, this would be quite unlikely from him, but I think I would watch it.
In my head, this is like before Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind comes out. He has this like he just sells the fuck out. He just needs the money. And he's like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to take, some of my ideas and I'll just make a giant robot thing.
So this is like at that hinge point where after he's done with all the Lupin stuff and he's considering what to do and he winds up meeting Toshio Suzuki and the Animage staff and doing all the Nausicaa stuff, instead he's approached by Sunrise and just goes buck wild with it.
Yes, absolutely. And just a little trivia for you, in the title there, Alcinous, that is the name of Nausicaa's father in the Odyssey, lest you forget that Nausicaa is the princess in the Odyssey that Odysseus discovers before he goes home to Ithaca, which I still don't know how or why he picked that name. I don't know if that was intentional, but it always stood out to me.
There you go. I like it. I you know what? Miyazaki, that's definitely a reference he would get. So there you go.
All right, my number 2, I'll say before I read this one, all I did for my blurb here for number 2 is I just took the Blu-ray case I have for the show I'm writing a parody of, and I just wrote that and put the word mobile suit in like one spot, and it shocked me that it just works. So here we go. It's Nanako's first day at Seiron Academy, a prestigious all-girls high school famous for its exclusive and elegant mobile suit sorority. Only 10 members will be accepted this year, and competition is fierce. Despite seeming fairly unremarkable on the surface, Nanako is selected as a member, instantly making her a target for her jealous and angry classmates. But the bullying doesn't stop Nanako from forming friendships with the 3 most popular students and even falling in love. Probably based on a lost manuscript from Ikeda Ryoko, author of The Rose of Versailles and Dear Brother, comes a masterpiece by legendary director Dezaki Osamu, Mobile Suit Gundam Sorority Rose.
So this is the Rose of Versailles, right?
No, this is actually
this
Dear
is-
Brother is what the plot.
Dear
Of
Brother. Okay,
Dear Brother
sorry.
Is Nanako goes to an all-girls school that has an elite sorority of girls, and she is randomly, seemingly picked out, and so everyone's bullying her because she gets to go to the sorority and they don't. But all I did was say Mobile Suit Sorority, and the whole show locked into place in my head. I'm like, it just works. Like you just fill in all the gaps immediately.
We were definitely robbed something by Osamu Dezaki never doing anything Gundam related. That would have been pretty great. Sadly, he is no longer with us.
It's very sad, but if I had a time machine, I would go back and make that show exist, and then I would also make my number one exist, because this was an easy pick for number one. It's also a timely number one for when this podcast is coming out. A shocking...
I know what it is.
Yeah, a shocking cult classic, once thought lost to time, has returned with a stunning 4K restoration. Delve into a surreal world of love, horror, sex, and psychedelia. Sola March had always dreamed of being a pilot, but when she's selected for an experimental program to artificially create new types, her life is turned into a living hell, haunted by visions of the White Devil, and plagued by a world that seeks to exploit and destroy her. Sola must find a way to hang on to her final shreds of humanity. Yamamoto Eiichi, director of Belladonna of Sadness, brings you a stunning cinematic classic, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Tears of Time.
That's very good. I thought you were going to do a Dororo takeoff, where it's like the Gundam, all of its parts have been taken by like a demon Gundam, and it has to go around getting the 48 parts of the Gundam and reinstalling them. That would, honestly, that just kind of writes itself. What you did is a little more creative.
I want a Gundam with hardcore sexual imagery. I want a Gundam that makes you like deeply question like the world that you live in and just gets deep under your skin. And I think just like it's ready made for you with the cyber new type shit. Like it's just right there. All the same themes that are Belladonna Sadness are just readily available for you if you just turn into a cyber new type.
Well, learn more about that on this weekend's episode of Japanimation Station, in which we review the Osamu Tezuka anime Rama trilogy, including Belladonna Sadness by one Eiichi Yamamoto.
Yes. So that is my list of my 10 least likely anime team director studio Gundam collaborations, with number one being very impossible, completely super impossible, but god damn it, I would love for Mobile Suit Gundam The Tears of Time to exist.
Yamamoto Eiichi had quit working in anime when Gundam came out.
Exactly.
He was already done. This is great. Well, Sean, I loved this. You put way more work into it than I... This is like what we say to each other every time, is we always just put more work into it. So what is my challenge going to be?
All right. So my challenge for you, Jonathan, this is connected to a thing I think I remember you also being annoyed at, which is in the lead up to us learning about the Switch 2. Seemingly every single video game website, for the ones that still exist on the planet, decided to write an editorial about how Nintendo has like abandoned their spirit or whatever because they've made an iterative console. And this because the Switch 2 doesn't have anything that crazy. So, Jonathan, I thought you could fix their problems because, the Switch 2, we know it doesn't have any crazy features, but a console doesn't have to just launch to have a crazy feature. You have accessories that you can put on later to bring the craziness after the fact. So, Jonathan, I want you, for the sake of these people, to come up with a top 10 list of the most outlandish accessories that Nintendo should add to the Switch 2 in order to quell the haters, is what I've written here.
Okay, I'm already having some ideas. This is pretty good. I'm going to have to go back and watch that old AVGN NES accessories episode to get some inspiration from all the old shit they used to do. Because, hey, Nintendo used to have a lot of crazy accessories. So, now we get like a camera and like a Joy-Con grip. Yeah, no, I think this is good. I think we should get this in Miyamoto's hands. We'll get the next podcast out to him. This is going to be great.
Yeah. One thing I want you to consider, Jonathan, keep in mind that accessories aren't just replacements for controllers, but it would also include things like the Sega CD or like the Nintendo 64 expansion packs. So it's both things for the controller, but also anything that you want to latch onto the console directly to do something fucking crazy. That is also an avenue for accessories that you can explore.
I'm going to have some fun with this.